What's up, everybody? DeAngelo here, and good morning. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. So I thought I would make this video on the process of going from the top to the bottom, so that way you guys don't make the same mistake. Right? So there's a lot of people that this has happened to. I'm not going to say any names or anything like that, but there are a lot of marketers this have happened to, and it's not pretty by any means. So if you can avoid this altogether and be smart with your money, this is going to save you this entire process, of trying to recover and all that stuff, right? So basically, people will have their first campaign, or they'll start making money like 20, 30, 40, $50,000 in a single month, repeatedly for, like, let's say like 2, 3, 4, 5 months or something, right? Then they'll start living as someone who makes 20 to 40 or 50 or however much money they were making every single month. So then they'll start traveling. They'll start, they'll go out and buy another house or buy a new house. They'll go and buy another car, and they'll just start buying all of this stuff that requires a lot more money, right? So let's take a car, for example. Let's say they go out and they get, a pretty, costly car or whatever. Like, let's say it's a BMW or a Maserati, or like a little old school Lamborghini or something like that, and then they're financing it, right? That's going to cost thousands of dollars every single month, right? Every single month, you're going to be paying thousands of dollars on that car. And then let's say an oil change. An oil change might literally be like $1,000 on some of those cars, right? If you get your wheels get damaged, those might be like $2,000 or $3,000 tires you need to put on right there, right? And then some of these cars you can't just take to, your backyard, garage person or whatever. So you have to take it to the dealership, which they're going to charge you an arm and a leg for. Then you might be having to pay a crap ton of money for insurance, and then you might have a high car payment or whatever as well. So I'm like, all of these fees add up. So that person who was making $20,000, $30,000 a month, let's say, they were somewhat smart, and they just said they had $10,000 for bills, and they would just keep the rest or whatever, right? And they would just go fuck off the rest or whatever, but they would always make sure the bills were paid. Again, what happens when that campaign falls? What happens when the campaign goes down, and they stop making the same amount of money? Now they're in a position where they can lose their car, they can lose their house, they can get put out on the street, the whole 9 yards. And again, I've seen this happen countless times, guys. You got to be smart with your money. If you're going to be, if you're going to go buy a new house or a new car, you got to do it cash, because you don't know if your account with PayPal is going to get frozen. You don't know if your store is going to get sued. You don't know, like, any of this stuff. You don't know what's going to happen, right? It's not always sweet. So you got to live as if it's not always sweet, right? Again, if you're going to buy something, buy it cash. You have to buy it cash. It's just that simple. Because in this whole marketing space, guys, again, you have no idea what can happen. You can have a whole, like, train group of bumfuck people that, let's say they did like a scam on your store or something, bought like $10,000 worth of stuff, and then they all did chargebacks on you, right? And then you got to pay that $10,000 out, right? So, I mean, like, anything can happen, guys. You got to just, like, be smart with your money. It is so important to be smart with your money, right? And again, like I said, happened to so many people, like countless people this have happened to. And it's going to continue to happen. Like, people just aren't smart with their money. Like, they'll go out and travel. Like, this week you'll see them in Dubai. The next week you'll see them in the UK. The next week they'll be in Canada. The next week they'll be in the US. The next week they'll be in India. The next week they'll be in Africa. Like, these places aren't, like $100 plane tickets. You might have to spend $1,000 to get a plane ticket there, right? So you got to be smart with your money, guys. I mean, it's just that simple. Once you make it, you start making 20, 30, 40, or 50,000, or however much money you want to make per month. Once you get there, be smart with the money, guys, because again, a lot of people that you see on the internet, they got like a $100,000 car, they got a $500,000 house. They didn't buy that shit cash. They can get put out, a missed payment, gone. Know what I'm saying? So don't compare your success to someone else's, and don't compare yourself to someone else. Don't do all of this stuff, guys, because again, like, you don't know what's going on in that person's life. They might be up to debt and they're motherfucking like whatever, I don't know. They could be up to debt real high. So just be smart with your money, guys. Hopefully this video helped you not make that mistake, because again, it's easy to say it, oh, I'm not going to do that stuff or whatnot, but once you start making the money, like, it just kind of like just happens. Like, I mean, it really does. And I'm glad that I had bad credit at the time when I got started into this, because I couldn't do any of that stuff. Like, even if I wanted a car I couldn't afford, I couldn't get it, you know. So I was always forced to level up, you know. And now I wouldn't even use credit or anything like that. Like I had to force myself to level up because I wanted this car. I had to force myself because I wanted my house. Like, I had to buy all my stuff cash. But the best part about it is, again, I don't have to worry about any missed payments. I don't have to worry about any of that. And then again, it forces you to level up. So if you can't afford buying a car that costs 20, 30, 40, 50, or however much money your car is going to cost, like, it forces you to get to the point where you can buy that car outright. And if you got to the point where you can make that money once, you can do it again, right? So it forces you to level up. But yeah, guys, I really hope this video helped you guys not make the same mistake. You know, if you already made the mistake, you know, it sucks, but you got to learn from it. Again, I personally had that experience myself, but it was way back in the day, back when I was in Kirby, when I made like 1,500 or 1,800, something like that in 1 week. I went and blew that money up, you know. So that was my lesson right there. So I learned this way before the game. So now that I got, you know, a lot more money now, I don't have to worry about making stupid decisions and stuff like that. But again, that's pretty much it, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff.